Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. 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 Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show.
What started out as an idea just to help us get through COVID, it's now taken us to the Warren Sapp 99th edition. Really? Number 99. That's insane over this
3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
And this is the 99th.
Yes.
I'll say we should do the 100th episode on Thursday, Hall of Fame game.
After you know what that sounds like. That sounds like an idea. Are you off Thursday?
I am off.
You know what? It's been long overdue. We should do an IG live on our IG page during the Hall of Fame game.
Okay, and then we'll do a show afterwards.
Yes.
Down. I'm so down for that.
Which, by the way, welcome to the 99th edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. He is Mizzle, I am Dub. And before we talk about the pennant races in baseball, and as our dad likes to say, bullshit football starts on Thursday in the National Football League.
Somebody hit somebody. That's all I care about. In scouting.
In different teams, yes.
Yes.
But the events that took place last night evening here in the city that I live in, the entertainment capital of the world at the T-Mobile Arena, it's a fight that we wanted. At first, we thought it wasn't going to happen, but both parties, as my brother likes to say, get their shit together and got their shit together.
They got it.
And they got together.
Yes.
Now, we definitely was not expecting what happened to happen, but here is something that me and Mizzle already knew, and the rest of the world got to saw last night. But Terrence Bud Crawford is him. And him made history last night, becoming the first boxer to be undisputed in 2 different divisions. But last night, he put on an absolute masterpiece.
Yes, he did.
And Earl Spence is a terrific fighter. There's no question about that. He is a tremendous fighter. He is a tremendous champion. Unfortunately, took his first loss. It's going to be interesting to see how he bounced back, but I've never seen a guy make Earl Spence look slow like Bud did last night.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of knew something was in the air when Marshall Bruce Mathers III accompanied Bud to the ring.
Yeah.
And I mean, the funny thing is, M didn't rap.
No.
He just said, are you ready to see the new world, the next undisputed champion?
Yeah.
And walked him halfway, went to a seat.
Yeah,
and Bud did the rest.
Yeah, he didn't want to stake. It was all about the fighters. Eminem didn't want to overshadow, which was perfect. Yeah. But as you said, we've known it, we've seen it. I'm glad that the world finally gave Bud his. Actually, this was his roses right here. This pay-per-view fight was his roses because he's been nothing but a tremendous boxer. And for him to get his due on pay-per-view and to just perform like he did was just, like I said, I was a fan of the boxing. I didn't have no dog in the race. I like both fighters. This was tremendous to watch as a boxing fan. And I thought Earl, I guess it's nothing that Earl didn't do. It was just Bud was on point. Defense was there. The jab was just, I mean, it was 1-2 in him every time. It's even the 3 knockdowns. They were 1-2s. He just put it to work.
I go back to the first knockdown. It almost looked like it was just a straight stiff. It was a counter. It was a counter, but it looked like just a straight right jab that knocked him down. And I think Earl was kind of shocked by that.
Yeah.
But then again, to go down twice in the 7th, and I mean, as I said on the post, I said Bud was doing everything he possibly did to make sure he did not leave it in the judge's hands.
Yeah.
And Bud put it in his own hands.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, what more can you say? I mean,
I did say that somebody, because remember, I think we talked about this in one of the previous shows, that I believe that this was going to turn into a trilogy. Somebody was going to lose. Then the next fight will probably end up being because he already invoked his clause, so they're looking to try to get the fight in December. So we won't have to wait that long, which would be good. I hope there's nothing really to be done. It's already in the contract clause. So if he invoked it, that means it's going to happen unless they mandate that fight that I sent you earlier. And Bud, bring it.
Boots and
Yeah.
Bud?
Yeah.
For the IBF welterweight title. And if you have not seen Boots in his fight, you need to watch his last fight. He took on a tough competitor. He easily won the fight, but Boots Ennis has hands. Now, I'm not saying he's going to beat Bud, because as we said, Bud is him. However, we always say styles make fights, and these are two clashing styles. But if Boots Ennis and Bud does happen, sign me up. I am all for it. But also, I have to say this, and I'm pretty sure he was watching, but it kind of makes you wonder that Bob Arum was saying, "God damn it, I just missed out on money because I really couldn't get Bud on pay-per-view." Now, keep in mind, Bud for a long time was under the Bob Arum banner, and we weren't seeing a lot of Bud. I mean, yes, seeing Bud fight on ESPN on free TV it is nice, but we all know
that man
Bud
is too
wants
big
the
for
money.
ESPN. I'm sorry. He's too big for I won't say PBC because PBC is what put on the event.
Pay-per-view.
But ESPN,
yes.
He's too big for ESPN Plus. No. I'm sorry. And the little arenas he was fighting in, and I know he does it for Omaha and stuff like that, but this is where Bud needs to be. He should not be no more on any free streaming networks. He should be predominantly, he's the undisputed champion now. There should be no problem.
In two divisions.
Yes, 2 divisions. So there should be
2 divisions.
No problem.
The man's got 8 belts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It should be no problem booking him pay-per-view because now he didn't put himself in a class to where, oh yeah, big names are gonna want to come after him.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he can fight Charlo. He can fight Boots Ennis. I mean, hell, bring it. And Charlo was in the at the fight, and they were jawing at each other. So, Bud is now set for a good minute. I believe we will see him on pay-per-view. All of his fights now on pay-per-view. It will be perfect.
Let me ask you this, and let me throw you a curveball. Does he even dare jump up to take on Bud? And I'm talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. and your reaction is telling the story, my friend.
Dude. Oh. Woo. Hey, that'd be something. That'd be something. I don't know, but I don't know if Tank is ready for that. I don't think he's ready for that. But it would be nice just to think about it. Like, can that really happen? And it's like, yes, that can happen, but I don't think how much weight does he have to go up for that?
Well, I think Gervonta is going to be in weight class now because it's been hard for him at these last few fights at 130 for him to maintain his weight.
So he wants to go to 145?
I mean, if he goes to 145, 147, I mean,
that's Earl's.
I mean, this is you know this as well as I do. When you're having a hard time making weight, it's time to go up in weight class, as you know. So, I mean, it's just something to keep in mind. It's just something to put out there because, I mean, Lord knows, I mean, that would just be dynamic, and the buildup and the hype to that event. All access on Showtime. If you thought all access on Showtime with Spence and Bud was something, with Bud and Tank, oh boy, that would be something. But like I said, fight fans, core fight fans like you and I, and many others that we know, like I said, we knew who Bud Crawford is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And like you said, the whole world got to see his skills and his repertoire all in T-Mobile Arena last night in Las Vegas, Nevada. And of course, our dad was saying he wants to see the Mama Clown, and Mama Crawford did not disappoint one bit.
No.
But even Big Mac, one of his trainers, he just knew that, you know what, man's gonna put in the work, and he did. And like I said, Earl Spence took his loss like a man.
Oh yeah.
Said all the right things.
Yep.
Earl Spence is as classy as you want to be in suffering
sure.
a defeat, and he made no excuses. He said he fought the better fight, and he just executed his game plan. I mean it. Now, I'm not making no comparisons to Floyd because Floyd is in his own class, but Bud's performance was very Floyd-esque last night, to where he just controlled the pace and controlled everything pretty much from the second round on.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a master class of a performance there. Nine rounds. Easy. I think he could have ended it a lot sooner. But I think for his time on pay-per-view, he wanted to give people what they want. Get your money's worth a little bit.
Well, like I said, he was going to make sure that he did not leave it in the judges' hands.
No.
The judges went.
Like
to which the judges, went to. The commission went so far to make sure that they didn't even have a Nevada official, and Nevada has plenty of good officials.
Yeah,
we easily could have got Tony Weeks, Jane 80, Kenny Bayless, Robert Byrd. They easily could have got one of those four to ref this fight, but they went to the East to get the referee that they got, and he did a fantastic job.
mm-hmm.
He was not the story of the fight, because sometimes referees like to be the story along with the judges. That sometimes we have questioned, what are you watching?
Talk too much, not let them fight.
Yeah,
get in the way.
The referee did his job. He let the men settle the fight. So but
do you think
I heard some of the undercard?
Do you think Spence could have finished the
no. I don't think it was a premature stoppage, because Spence was getting hit with some blows, and if it would have gone maybe a few 30 seconds longer, Bud possibly could have knocked his ass out the ring. So, again, as the referee always says, protect yourselves. Earl's hands were not up, and he was getting with some blows.
And he wasn't throwing back either. He wasn't responding.
He wasn't throwing. He was not engaging
the rest of that round. Pretty much.
He was not engaging. So the referee made the right stop, because it was going to have to take a knockout for Spence to beat him. Even if Earl took the 10th, 11th, and 12 off, he would have won decisively 8-4.
Yeah,
if need be. But Bo was like, no, I'm not leaving it in the judge's hands.
Yep.
It's like, I'm either going to knock you out, or the referee's going to step in and wave it, or your corner's got to throw in the damn towel. And looking on Twitter, looking on Bleach Report, there was a lot of Tony Duke Burton's memes from Rocky IV. Throw the damn towel. But like I said, the buildup was great.
Yes.
Like I said, Earl took his ass whooped like a man, for lack of a better term. But Bud was just superior in all ways, shape, and form last night. And like I said, kudos to him. And if Omaha, Nebraska was not on the map now, boxing wise, it damn sure is now, with that performance he had on pay-per-view. And I'm interested to see what the pay-per-view buy rates are going to be. Because I'm pretty sure
people pay for this.
Oh yeah, he was going to
pay. The numbers on pay-per-view will be high. I guarantee.
Well, like I said, the man has 8 belts. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ocho belts
of his own.
for one Terrence Bud Crawford. And switching things now, as we give Bud Crawford
Technology is being retarded.
In addition to that, but Max Scherzer on the move as Bruce Bochy gets another arm to utilize up there in Arlington, Texas. Now the question is, will Justin Verlander, who got his 250th win today, which is in today's baseball quite the accomplishment because I don't know if you're in our lifetime for you and I, will we ever see another 300 game winner again?
No.
So for Verlander to get to, well, I mean, with the way pitching is,
Clemens the last?
no, the last pitcher to win 300 games, golly. No, it wasn't Randy Johnson, although he was one of the most recent ones. That is a very good question. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I would have think Clemens, but it's probably somebody more closer.
No, Clemens got there way before he retired. But I want to say, who was the last one after Randy Johnson?
No, Glavine Maddox. No, going too far back.
Got it.
Who?
That is a real good question. You know what? I really am. Was it Kurt Schilling?
Haha.
I am stumped.
It could, no. You know, it's probably gonna be some small name pitcher that we don't even think about right there. I don't know. That's one. How many of them is there that got 300?
I was right. Randy Johnson was the last one to get his 300 win, and that was back in 2009 on June the 4th.
Wow, that long ago.
Yeah, the last time it happened was Randy Johnson as a member of the Giants in the nation's capital. So, like as I said, Verlander just got his 250th. Don't know if he'll get there. So here's the next that is closest. Obviously Verlander's at 250.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Greinke,
Really?
shockingly has, he has over 200 wins, which is hard to fathom, but he does have over 200 wins. Max Scherzer is also so yeah. June the 4th was the last time we had a 300 game winner. Can Verlander get to 300? I mean, it's possible. I mean, the man continues to get better as he ages. I mean, he does get better as he ages. It's except just don't face Pablo Sandoval in the World Series, as Pablo took him deep twice in his 3-homer game. But it's quite the accomplishment. But well, Verlander waived his no trade clause. That remains to be seen. The Dodgers were trying to get Nolan Arenado, but looks like Arenado's going to stay in St. Louis. Good. But the Dodgers did add Ahmed Rosario from the Guardians, and they have another reunion with Kike Hernandez, traded from the Red Sox back to the Dodgers, and Joe Kelly leaves the White Sox to go back to the Dodgers. So the biggest chip so far that has moved has been Max Scherzer.
Yes.
Leaving the Mets to go play for Bruce Bochy in Texas, as Max Scherzer is back in the American League. But the Giants, our beloved Giants, 2 games back of the Dodgers in the West, currently holding on to the top wild card slot in the
We don't
National
want
League.
that.
No, you always want the division.
Mhm.
I definitely think they do need to add some starting pitching with the starting pitchers
They put Descafani
being
back
an
on
issue.
the 15th day.
He got back on the injured list, yes, which prompted them to bring back Tristan Beck, and Tristan Beck was huge in the 10th inning against the Red Sox. Was very, very solid.
Yep.
And I know it's been a struggle for the Giants to score runs here in the month of July, but somehow, some way, they continue to win and find themselves 2 games back in the West. And the Braves, just with the best record in baseball, continue to just thrash everybody. They are 11, and the Marlins have 57 wins, but the Marlins are 11 and a half games back of the Braves in the East. And the Phillies, who are starting to get together, they're 12 games back. A good pennant race going on in the Central between the Reds and the Brewers. And thank you, Cincinnati Reds, taking 2 of 3 from the Dodgers, which includes a 9-0 shutout today
Yes.
at the Ravine. And Ellie De La Cruz, if you have not seen that tall young man play baseball in Cincinnati,
Play some baseball.
you are missing out, because that young kid can play, and he has been a spark since the Reds have called him up, as the Reds have a half-game lead over Milwaukee in the Central. The Reds 7-3 in their last 10 games. The Orioles smashed the Yankees tonight on Sunday Night Baseball. Their 7-run first inning was enough to beat the Yankees, and the Yankees are over 500, but they're in last place.
Good for them.
Go figure. But that whole division, that whole division is over 500 and very competitive. The Orioles have a game and a half lead over the Rays, and 5.5 over the Blue Jays, and 8 against the Red Sox. The Central, who wants it between the Twins and the Guardians right now? Twins with a half-game lead over the Guardians, but the Twins have lost 5 straight.
Oh,
so
that's not
could the Guardians possibly come over and get the lead? And it's the Battle of Texas in the West, but the Rangers still having a 1-game lead over the Astros, but the Angels are right there, 5.5 or 5 back. The Mariners are 5.5 back, and again in the wild card race, as we said, right now it's the Giants, Marlins, and Brewers holding on to the top 3 spots in the National League, with the Phillies a half game back, the Diamondbacks 1 game back, and the Cubs making some noise. They're only 3.5 back of the final wild card spot. In the American League, it's the Rays, Astros, and Blue Jays. The Blue Jays and Astros in a virtual tie for the second and third wild card spots, respectively. And the Rays are +4 in the wild card race. So now, with that said, if you are Farhan Zaidi, to which Jordan Montgomery is on the move, and I forgot who he went to. I want to say he went to Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, which will definitely help Blue Jays pitching staff.
Yeah.
Definitely would give Kevin Gausman some help.
Yes.
Because we know the Blue Jays can flat out hit.
That's
that's non-debatable about that. So if I can get everybody's news here, let's try to give you all the transactions that have gone down as I'm trying to, get my Ken Rosenthal on. Get my Ken Rosenthal, my John Palmarosi, trying to, get my Adam Schefter on. To which we will talk about football in a few minutes, as
you need
preseason has finally arrived.
You need 2 phones, an old school pager, a 2-way,
and a tablet.
Right? Then you'll be. Then
baseball had baseball had a very good attendance wise on Saturday. Had a very good attendance. Had a very good attendance showing this past weekend, especially on Saturday.
Nice.
Which is good to see. It seems like the pitch clock is working.
Games are going a little faster,
and the stolen base has become valuable again.
It's
except when you try to run on Patrick Bailey.
Oh, I was going to say that, but I'm going to say, even the Giants are base stealing. That's rare, because they don't steal bases that much. They pretty much.
Well, I'll say it like this: Ronald Acuna Jr. has 50 steals. When was the last time you were able to say that in baseball.
It's been a while.
Because Ricky would have had that by Ricky would have had that by June. But Ricky is but Ricky is Ricky. Okay, so just to go through some of the trades that have gone down here in baseball, the Angels reacquire CJ Cron. He's back in a second stint with the Angels, and Randall Grichuk from the Rockies for 2 minor league pitchers. The Braves, as if they didn't need to, but they added a Royal fielder, Nicky Lopez, who can play all around the diamond. He's a very good hand, and they trade for a left-handed pitcher. As we mentioned, okay, so it was the Rangers that got Jordan Montgomery and Chris Stratton from the Cardinals for some prospects. So Bochy is definitely loading up some pitching for this run in October. To which one of those trade deadline, or to which one of those prospects that got involved in the trade happened to be Ronald Acuña's younger brother. Okay, so it was Jordan Hicks from the Cardinals that got acquired by the Blue Jays.
Okay, that'll help
For some more prospects. And of course, okay, so it's the Mets that get Ronald Acuña Jr.'s brother in the Rangers trade. So he goes to the Mets, to which I think he was the number 3 overall prospect, or he was the Rangers' number 3 prospect, number 44th all around, according to Baseball America.
Oh, so he's damn good then.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he's anything like his older brother, who's a fantastic outfielder, he plays the infield. Is Luis Angel Acuña, which is the younger brother. The Astros once again get Kendall Graveman, so Kendall Graveman goes back to the Astros after the White Sox, and of course the damn team in LA that wears blue, they acquire Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly from the White Sox. And Clay's brother goes back to Chicago.
Oh, they traded Clay, huh? Clay's little brother. Trace
Thompson, yeah. Yes. So the Marlins acquire former Mets closer David Robertson, which is a good signing for the Marlins to help that bullpen. Hard to believe he's been there for 15 years, but he has 172 saves, so he definitely will help the bullpen. Carlos Santana goes from the Pirates. He stays in the division. He goes from the Pirates to the Brewers. He will definitely have Milwaukee. The Angels also got Lucas Giolito from the White Sox and Ronaldo Lopez for more prospects. So the Dodgers, not the Dodgers, the Angels trying to do everything in their power to try and keep Shohei in Orange County. But
as long as he doesn't travel down the road to LA, I'm okay with that. He can come to San Francisco. Just don't send him to don't let him go walk to the Dodgers.
That man is going to make a lot of freaking money next season wherever he decides to go.
And I don't think it's going to be the Giants. I don't think they're gonna pony up the money.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't pay all that for one man. I wouldn't. As talented as Ohtani is, and more than likely, Shohei is going to be the American League MVP again in his walk year.
Now, can he?
Oh, absolutely.
Can he also consider for the Cy Young?
Yes. Yes. And by God, if he ends up winning both, he might make $700 million next year. Because they're already projecting him to make over $600 million.
So how do you pay him? How does that market go for him? Because he's also a pitcher, and he's also a DH, or does he play the outfield?
No, he's a DH.
Okay, so he does. Okay, so not too much wear and tear on the body per se, or his arm. But how do you pay him? Are you paying him as a hitter? Or are you paying him as a pitcher? That's
well. If you notice now, two-way is now becoming a thing. Because now in the last 2 drafts,
two-way players,
our beloved Giants have drafted 2 two-way players.
This is true.
One in Reggie Crawford, who is a pitcher and first baseman, and the other one that they just drafted, who's a pitcher, and I think he plays in the infield. But I mean, that's becoming a trend now because of Shohei Ohtani. The whole two-way, the whole, impact both games. kind of like the way Babe Ruth used to do it back in the day as a pitcher and as a hitter.
Yep.
So, I mean, who knows what kind of trend Shohei Ohtani is starting, but I mean, his play certainly has benefited that. Then to complete the trading on acquiring deadline, which the trade deadline starts officially on Tuesday, the 1st,
Okay.
but still happens. Ahmed Rosario and comes to the Dodgers, and Noah Syndergaard goes to the Guardians, which I don't know what has happened with Thor, but he has fallen off. The Marlins also acquire Jorge Lopez for Dylan Florio, as like I said, as the Marlins try to make their playoff push. Trent Thornton goes from the Blue Jays to the Mariners for Mason McCoy shortstop. Then, of course, the Dodgers getting Kike Hernandez back again after 2.5 years absence. And Pierce Johnson goes to the Braves from the Rockies. And the Braves acquire Taylor Hearn from the Rangers. The Blue Jays get Genesis Cabrera from St. Louis. And the Orioles get Fujinami from the A's. So, some trades going on in the big leagues. And like I said, we will see what happens on the actual trade deadline, which is the 1st. Again, like I said, will Justin Verlander waive his no trade clause, and where will he go?
Do you
will
think
the Dodgers
they put
make a
a
play for
Giants
Justin
put a pitcher
Verlander?
in for him?
Well,
I don't know how I feel about Verlander, man. I don't know. I think he's up there in age, if you ask me.
well, he is. He's on the verge of 40, but the last years that he didn't have Tommy John, he has been as great as he's been his whole entire career. And I mean, this is the thing about making trades for rentals. I mean, it's almost damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly.
But I mean, he's out there. Jack Flaherty from the Cardinals out there because the Cardinals look to be approaching the fire sale.
Yeah.
The Cubs thought about putting out there for Cody Bellinger, but it looks like he's going to stay. The same with Marcus Stroman. Will the Mets fire sale continue? We don't know. It's just
seemed like it's
with
starting.
this adding it's just adding with this third wild card spot. A lot of teams still feel like they're still in it. Like, for example, the Padres, they're having rumors about they might be possibly trading Juan Soto, Josh Hader, among others.
Yes.
But but again, because you have this third wild card spot, and you're like, do we sell? Do we buy? Do we stand pat? Which again has made it very exciting for baseball because now you're seven teams or 6 teams will make the playoffs. You get your 3 division winners and you get your 3 wild card spots. So time will tell.
Yeah.
But now we've now come to the moment we've all been waiting for. We've been ad nauseum, but it's that time again, folks. And this is where the Mizzle and Dub show go into peak season because you get a double dose of the show when it comes to football season.
Yeah.
And with the East Rutherford Jets on Hard Knocks.
Oh, boy.
But more importantly than that, this upcoming Thursday, August the 3rd, you get, as our dad likes to call it, bullshit football.
But it's
as the East Rutherford Jets take on the Cleveland Browns.
Yes.
Of course, forever tied as the very first Monday Night Football game in the history of Monday Night Football between the Browns and the Jets. The Browns and the Jets officially kick off the preseason in Canton, Ohio. Almost kind of like a home game for the Browns. But we know Rodgers is not going to play in the Hall of Fame game.
No.
But just the fact that it's 2 different teams hitting each other as opposed to hitting each other in practice comes to fruition on Thursday. And as we said in pre-production, for those that are new to watching the Mizzle and Dub show, welcome. I am Dub. He's Mizzle. We do have an Instagram page. We do have a Instagram page for the Mizzle and Dub show. So if you want to subscribe, all you got to do is just put Mizzle _and_ Dub show 2 underscore. So Mizzle underscore and underscore dub underscore show. Mizzle and dub show. So we will be live on our Instagram page during the game on Thursday between the Browns and the Jets. And then we will do our 100th episode. Hard to believe we are at 100 episodes of this show, which started out as an idea. And I'm just watching this wonderful brother bonding moment that you guys had on Saturday, which is very good to see, which I'm very glad you guys did that. Very, very fulfilling. But yeah, we will do our 100th show, and hopefully we will have our newest theme song that our wonderful producer, his wonderful game of football, and needless to say, discuss our beloved teams and what they feel like they need to do to make their season successful. Now, a lot of stuff going on in the NFL. Saquon decided to play for a year.
Yep.
And of course, we got the contract situation going on with the leading rusher from a season ago with Josh Jacobs. We don't know how that's going to turn out. And then in my case in Santa Clara, Nick Bosa's not at practice because he wants to get paid. And that kind of scares me because, as we know, the Bosa name normally goes with injury prone. And again, this is the one thing that hesitated me about the Niners drafting Nick Bosa was not because of his talent.
No.
Again, let me make that clear. Was not because of his talent. It's because his name goes along with being injury prone.
Facts.
And of course, we have talked about this at verbatim for a long time. Normally, when you hold out, normally it does not work well in your favor.
Doesn't.
I can think about when Maurice Jones-Drew held out. He was never the same football player after that.
Le'Veon Bell
was one of them, and Le'Veon Bell took a bet on himself, and well, he's out the league. So, as I've always said, and as we've always said, do the Larry Fitzgerald. And what I mean by that is, on your contract, you'll get paid.
Well, the
Larry
difference,
Fitzgerald.
the difference with Josh Jacob is he doesn't have a contract.
Correct.
He got franchise, so his holdout is totally different. But
correct.
You got years on your contract and you holding out for a longer contract, you still have that stability within your contract. Josh Jacobs nor does Saquon Barkley have any kind of security beyond the year. So I get their reasons for holding out. But if you got Bosa, but he still has what, two years on his contract?
I think Nick Bosa is at his last year of his rookie deal, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so this is the 5th-year option that the Niners picked up.
I believe so.
Okay, so I kind of still see his holdout, but they're going to pay you.
It would be smart of them in Santa Clara to pay him.
Yeah,
because Debo got his extension. Fred Warner's got his extension.
Yeah.
You pay Trent Williams.
Yeah.
You have CMC for at least 2 more seasons before he's a free agent in 2026.
Yep.
Brandon Ayuk is the next person to get paid because I think he's gonna have a real breakout season this year.
Yeah.
Because by far he was the better receiver last season on the team because he had a very nice rapport with Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy has looked good so far in practice, and if that continues, he definitely will be your starter week 1. Because people keep asking,
if he's healthy, he's your starter week 1, hands down.
And again, you will not get no argument from him because people kept asking me who should start. And I've said it verbatim. Brock Purdy is healthy and he is throwing the ball effectively post surgery. Yeah. He's going to be your starting quarterback week 1 at the big ketchup bottle in Heinz Field against the Steelers on September the 10th.
I have no doubt that that's nothing against Trey Lance, but I'm just saying this.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy took over this offense and just ran with it. So let's see what the young man can do with a week one start. Give him the keys.
Well, I mean, he's earned the keys to the offense, and like I said, Trey Lance is an insurance policy,
A good
and
insurance
hopefully,
policy, if you ask me.
Well, again, people keep saying trade him, and I'm like, the man has only played 4 games. He has shown flashes of what he could do. Because I mean, like I said, yes, Purdy is accurate. Purdy gets rid of the ball quick, but he does not have Trey Lance arm strength.
Fact.
Trey Lance can easily throw the ball 75 yards with ease downfield. And a lot of times he's just using all arm. Just think if he actually stepped into the ball, stepped into the pocket, and really let it fly.
Yeah.
However,
I don't disagree with that.
The bottom line is this: when Brock Purdy is in, they normally win. So again, if he's healthy, he was good to go.
You run with him.
He's your starting quarterback without question. Now, I'll ask you this as we turn to your team that plays in the city that I reside in. What have you seen so far in practice? What has impressed you? And what do you think they need to lean on as far as getting ready for their first tune-up next month?
Zamir White looks like he's ready to take the
Zeus has been pumping up, huh?
He's been looking pretty good. The short game, which I know that's Jimmy's number one thing, him and Devontae look pretty good. The deep ball ain't there. That's never been Jimmy's MO. So I don't see that. But Jacoby Myers has been looking tremendous in the offense. The rookie from Notre Dame, Michael Mayer.
Michael Mayer, yes.
Michael Mayer,
yes.
Stud. I'm throwing that out there right now. He's going to have a damn good year.
He's going to be a huge red zone target in the red zone offense for sure.
You know how Jimmy loves his tight ends.
Yes, yes.
Jimmy G loves his tight ends, so that's going to be good.
Which could open up the play action and the seam route because he is very good at. He's always been very good at throwing that seam route to the tight end.
And what does Tom Brady do when he had Josh McDaniels as his offensive coordinator? The seam route and the tight end,
seam route,
right? Right. So
well, again, it worked for Vernon Davis and Alex Smith, but that's another story.
Well, what do I say about Vernon Davis?
You find Vernon Davis, good things happen.
I've been saying that the moment y'all drafted him, you guys. He's always open. He's open. Just get him the ball.
Most tight ends that have speed are normally always open.
Yeah, and you know what? Not to jump. I'll get back to my team real quick. But if Darren Waller stays healthy in New York, Danny Dimes is going.
He is going to help Daniel Jones.
Killing it.
Big time.
I've been looking at their training camp footage, and yeah, we already know that Darren Waller is a matchup problem anyway because can't nobody guard him. No tight end. No corner, no safety, no linebacker. Nobody's guarding that man. His speed and his route running is tremendous. And so, but back to my team. They're looking. I just want to see.
Not to mention, he also has Jalen Hyatt, the rookie, to throw the ball to also, to which he can do it. And of course, if he's healthy, Darius Slayton's is a ball player, but also Sterling Shepard. When he's right, he's also good. So I mean, the Giants could possibly take the next step, going perhaps from a 9-win team to perhaps a 10 or 11-win team. I still think the division is for the Eagles to take if they don't have the typical Super Bowl hangover, if you will. Yeah. But I definitely agree that Waller might ball out and he's for the New Jersey. Now, go ahead, sir.
Let's see what I want to talk about. I'm more concerned about the defense, but what I'm hearing is that the Mike Epps pickup has been tremendous. Him and Trayvon Morik are gelling pretty good. Diablo, I believe, is the green dot. But they're saying Spillane is playing some good football, so I'm good with that. But just want to see what the can't wait to get Tyree Wilson out there and how he lines up next to Mac.
Yes.
I'm very intrigued to see.
I want to see Mr. Wingspan and his big
Yeah,
ass wingspan hands.
that man is like Micah Parsons 2.0, because Micah Parsons is a big dude.
Yes, he is.
But this Tyree Wilson dude,
but Tyree is bigger as far as height goes because Micah Parsons is not that tall height wise. But as far as just mechanics, he's built that way. But here's my question for you. How does Marcus Peters fit into the secondary?
Oh my God. Thank you for even reminding me about that signing. But that's veteran leadership right there. That's what that defense needs right there. Because he has that mentality the same as Max Crosby has. So when you put them two together, I have a feeling that this signing is almost like when Marshawn Lynch signed with the Raiders. We got another Oakland native or Bay Area native. I believe he's gonna be a good help to that young secondary. He'll have them boys ready to once he grasps what Graham is trying to do. I think he'll learn it quick, and I think he'll be the leader in that room. I mean, being that he is the veteran in there, but if he stays healthy, man, I like it. I also like the cornerback Jacorian Bennett that they got from Maryland. That young man is very impressive as well. Hey, they did a good job with the draft this year. I'm very impressed with everything that's going on and the undrafted players that they drafted as well. They're out there playing. Dude from UNLV, played linebacker. Can't think of his name right now.
I have an idea who you're talking. I have an idea who you're talking about. Hold on.
Platt. Chandler Jones was just talking about on the interview that I was watching the other day, but he's even out there flying around. They put the pads on Tuesday. I mean, everything looks good in shorts right now, but they put the pads on Tuesday.
How about Javin White, undrafted linebacker from UNLV, Javin White?
Yes. Yeah, he's out there playing pretty good. No, Javin White. Yes. And they saying that Jimmy G is commanding the huddle. They say they break the huddle, Chris. We already know that he's a good locker room guy. So I know it's only the first week, but everything sounds good when you're wearing shorts. I just want to see when they start playing, when the preseason gets started. What they do 3 preseason games now? We cut one, right? Because they added a game.
It's 3. Okay, I'm sorry. I gave you the wrong linebacker. It's hold on. It's Austin. His last name is spelled Ajiake. But I think that's the one you're talking about. Actually, he's also a native of Fremont.
Oh. Is it Ajayi?
Close to it, but I don't know how you pronounce the name, but it's Austin Ajiake. But he is a native of Fremont, California.
So it's a lot of competition out there. Hunter Renfrow is looking good.
Weighs 223.
He weighs 223.
223, 6'1", ran a 4.55 40.
Oh, he can cover the tie.
His wingspan is 76 and 5/8, and his vertical jump is 30.5.
Can he cover Travis Kelce? That's
going to be the question.
That's what if you're a linebacker for the Raiders right now, you got to cover Travis Kelce. That's it.
That is correct.
You shouldn't have 3 receptions, 21 yards, 3 touchdowns. That should never happen.
That is true. That is very, very true.
My question for your Niners: what does it take to get over that step? Because you were there last year. So how would you guys replicate what you did last year? and
Oh, I'm sorry.
in your way.
Hold on, but before we get back to that, I gave wrong UNLV Rebel. It's Adam Plant, the defensive end. So you were right. Yeah, Adam Plant.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, that's who
6'5" 6'5" and 263 pounds. That's a big boy.
Oh, playing linebacker.
No, defensive end.
Oh, okay.
He's
Defensive end.
listed.
Yes, okay.
He's listed as defensive end.
Ooh, ooh. Can you put him in the middle?
Played 3 years in UNLV after transferring from TCU. So he's originally a Horned Frog.
Hey, you know how I feel about TCU.
That you do, but yeah, quite the shocking. And then you sign another Perryman, the former Washington Husky Jordan Perryman from UW.
Oh,
To be
I
to
believe
also
I believe we're also bringing in the XFL running back for a tryout.
Yeah, I saw that Abraham Smith from the DC Defenders, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But to answer your question, to finally get over the hump, because 3 out of the last 4 years they've either been in the Super Bowl or been in the Final Four. And I think, really, for them to finally get over that hump and finally win has just been, I'm gonna say it, quarterback play. Because 2 of those 3 games, when you needed Richard Garoppolo to make a play, he couldn't. And then for Kyle Shanahan, stick to the running game if the running game is working. If it's working, utilize it. And make sure your best players are touching the ball. Because again, I keep going back to the game against the Rams. How does Deebo Samuel not touch the ball for the last 12 minutes and 42 seconds of the game? What are you doing? It's like this. Go if you're no matter how it goes, win or lose. Ride what got you to the dance. That's how you're gonna win, or that's how you're gonna lose. And if you get some key plays in between them, then by God, get them, because every game there's a lucky bounce of the ball that goes your way. But how you got go down fighting to who you are. Play to your strengths, play to your identity. If you know that you are a physical pounding football team, then by God, we're gonna live and die with our bell cow. Yep. That's just how it is. So I think for them, because I mean, Steve Wilkes doesn't really have to do much to tweak the defense. He's just gonna implement his stuff, because the defense is gonna be fine. It might be number 1 again. I'll say this: it'll be between the Niners and the Eagles for best defense in the NFL, especially with half the damn Georgia Bulldogs defense is on the Eagles per se. But
I do like them getting Jalen Carter, though. I do like the Eagles getting Jalen Carter. He went to the right. That's the right situation for him to go into.
He's definitely going to play with a chip on his shoulder, and he's definitely going to play like he is going to feel disrespected that he dropped in the draft. Yeah, given whatever situation is there. Now, with that said, as the month of August happens, we will do our yearly preview show of the NFL, and we will give our yearly. Okay, we will give our 2 Super Bowl picks, because we do 2 picks because him and I always do a homer pick, because that's just what we do. Because we always think our team's going to go to the damn dance every freaking year, because we wouldn't be fans if we
don't expect it.
Yeah, so we're going to do our yearly homer pick and our non-homer pick. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned for that.
Spoiler alert: I'm never picking them.
But you know what? That would be some ish if that flag that's behind you ended up being a Super Bowl matchup in Las Vegas. I'm just saying. Then it really will be a house divided for those 2 weeks that the Super Bowl is being prepared for.
Well, until they play again, I reign supreme, because we beat them on Thanksgiving.
This is true. You do have bragging rights until, I want to say, 2025 is when you guys play them again, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's when it comes back around.
Yes, and they'll be in Vegas for that, actually.
might be at that. We might be there.
You never know. I'm actually gonna try my hardest to actually go to the preseason game on the 13th when the Niners make their return back to Legion, and watch as a scout per se, and really not watch as a fan, just there to watch to see which of these players are fighting for the 53. But
That's
we will
how I view
see.
preseason. It don't count.
No, don't count. I
Thank you.
just watch as a scout and be like, you know what? He might be good for the practice squad, or he might be on somebody else's practice squad. You never know.
Thank you. That's what the preseason is
But
for.
yeah, that's what it's for. It's not about wins or losses. It's about, okay, who can impress to possibly get a deal somewhere else or to be on somebody else's practice squad.
Because you already know
Or
your
perhaps
11 on each side. You already know your 11, and
yes.
maybe your backups here or there. You're just trying to fill
Yeah.
the spots for your 53 and fill your practice squad. That's what the
Yeah.
preseason is all about.
Depth and practice squad is really what the preseason is all about. Trying to get yourself on tape, get yourself on film. That's what preseason is all about. Well, certainly from these two gentlemen's point of views, we can't speak for everybody else, but we can speak for us. That's how we view preseason football. Now, regular season, you damn right we'll be cussing out our teams more after losses than we do in wins, because that's just the passionate fans that we are of our respective teams.
Well, hell, I talk shit about my team even
Also,
if they win.
that too. But he's in a more happier mood doing that when they win. But nonetheless, but nonetheless, to recap, wow, hard to believe we are one away from the magical 100th episode of the show.
Hey,
That
certain
just started out
sitcoms
as
don't even make it to 100.
no, but that come up, we're on the verge. But again, we thank you to all our subscribers on our YouTube page and on our Instagram page. So again, as we've always said, any ideas or subjects that you want to talk about, let us know. And who knows, it might be guests galore on the 100th edition of the Mizzle Show. So you never freaking know.
We might have to bring some guests on for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely have to bring some guests.
Especially because I'm off, we can do it early in the day. We don't have to wait till for evening.
Yes.
I would just have
so
to
we
tell.
Could definitely.
I'll just have to tell the wifey that television may not be watched that day.
But nonetheless, to recap episode 99, the dominance that was Terrence Bud Crawford, MLB trading deadlines, and of course, preseason BS football is finally on its way back, making its way on Thursday, fist pumping and all. But again, as always, we thank you for watching the Mizzle and Dub Show, and thank you, technology, for not being a pain in the ass. We actually got through with it.
Well, it was a little technical difficulties in there, but we got through.
But for the most part, it was not as much technology difficulties as it normally can be in the past. But we thank you as always for watching. Like I said, comment on the YouTube page, comment on the Instagram page, whatever subject you want to talk about, let us know. Again, we always thank you for watching. This has been the 99th edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show.
It's indeed
insane. But he's Mizzle, I'm Dub. And as always, it's 5 o'clock. Some damn where. Salute, my friend.
Good night, everybody.